My first time ever sparring jiu-jitsu, I cried afterwards. So this is when I initially started doing jiu-jitsu. Oh, yeah, it's my first time sparring. But I was doing it in Mexico, and I was with this guy. I'm pretty sure he was an amateur fighter, which means he's good. Amateur fighter is like right underneath pro. So amateur basically means you have gear on during the fights, and then pro means you have no gear on during the fights. So amateur is good. And so when I went against him, it was good at first. He was just kind of showing me, but then he wanted to ramp it up. You can feel it when you're going. And he started going, and I'm a beginner, right? I've only done like maybe 5, 6 classes, so I really just like I'm trying to not die while he's just going at it on me, right? Doing fucking arm bars and rear naked chokes and just everything and fucking I forgot the name of this one, but you know what I'm talking about if you do jiu-jitsu. And I did I did everything I could just to survive, just to like keep breathing. And it was so overwhelming at the end. I literally like we stopped, the timer went off, and I kind of backed up a little bit and I was breathing really hard and I just felt so emotional. I felt so yeah, I felt super emotional. It was really, really hard to like take a beating like that and not feel so like much. I just felt so much, right? And so in that moment, I basically cried. Of course, like when you're in a situation like that, you're not just gonna like let it out. You know what I mean? Like there's other men around you. You're not just gonna start crying like a baby and then all of them like what coddle you, like take care of you. Like no, of course they didn't really know that I was crying. I kind of held it there. You know what it is. But moral of the story, I was new to this idea of training so hard and so intensely that my body wasn't prepared mentally, if that makes any sense. So, to explain it in a better way, I was jumping into it with an open mind of not understanding how a sparring usually goes, how not understanding how it actually feels to be like manhandled. Yeah, less emphasis on all the like details about it, but more so when you're mentally not understanding of what you're going through, when emotionally when you don't understand like this is gonna tax you, when you're kind of just unaware of like the effects of hard exercise, when it hits you, does it hit you, right? You'll understand this if you've tried to hit a PR before. If you've hit a PR, say in bench press, you were pushing up and like every ounce of you was just dialed in to try to push the bar up. But after that, I guarantee your body had like some tingles, you know, like your even your legs. Say for example, me and my boy, it was his last day yesterday. He's going away for college, so we hit a nice upper body workout, and we were doing shoulder press on the Smith machine. It's like 135, right, bro? Every single muscle in my body in the last 2 sets was just tense. I had to my leg on one of the last reps, my leg cramped on shoulder press. That should show the level of intensity we were going at, right? But the difference between yesterday and my first time sparring in jiu-jitsu was that this time I understood the feeling emotionally and mentally. I understood what I was going through. Literally before before the 3 sets of shoulder press, my me and my boy agreed like this is really gonna suck. We're not gonna like this. Now, what the interesting is about the jiu-jitsu, when I sparred in jiu-jitsu, I didn't talk to the dude. He spoke Spanish. I didn't really speak that much Spanish. I'm I'm Latino, but it's kind of embarrassing. You know, I'm taking Spanish class this semester, so bear with me. But I didn't talk to him before it. You know, I didn't talk to him before sparring, so our kind of agreement was he understood he was just gonna throw me around, and I was just unaware of what was going on. Now, shit happens, like life happens. You're not gonna always be prepared for emotional turbulences and like crazy mental situations, and that's kind of like the fun of life. You're never gonna be fully prepared, so sometimes stuff feels really spontaneous, which is great. But since you're on this journey, and if you're watching this far, congrats to you. You have a great attention span. And if you'd like, and you kind of like what I'm talking about here about the perspectives of hard exercise and different like funnels of training, click the link in the description. And I have a great course that talks just so much about all the different forms of exercise and how it really can transform your life. It's called the Ideal Physical Self. Enough talking about it. Just click the link if you want to learn more. Go ahead. But back to the video. I feel that having yourself mentally and emotionally prepared for hard exercise in a weird way makes it easier. Get this, right? So if you're running and you know you're going to run 5 miles, it's a good amount for most people, right? For most normal people, 5 miles is hard. Like if you heard we're going to run 5 miles today, you'd probably get a little nervous, right? You kind of feel like, oh shit, like can I do it? Like your bitchful mind would probably be like, oh, can I do this? But let's say emotionally and mentally you kind of locked in for a second and you like grabbed your balls and you told yourself, I'll just take the pain. What if you said that? Imagine you said that. I'll just take the pain. Like observe that for a second. Have a thought experiment. If you just told yourself, I'll take all the pain that comes with it. Dude, you could fucking run 20 miles and have your legs cramped to death with that idea and still be able to move forward. You see how when you use one thought to invoke a mental feeling, how much that could affect you. So like in the converse of this, what stops people? What makes most people quit? The idea that they can't do it, right? The idea that I don't think I'm ready for this. I don't think I can. Our thoughts create our idea of what we can do, right? So if you mentally prepare yourself with the ideas of I can take whatever pain comes. What if I do? I can take that. Do some David Goggins shit. What if I can pull off a fucking miracle, right? And then to say all that to yourself in a serious way, like you're having a conversation with yourself in the dark, the emotions that come out of it are unreal, are unlike any other. And I can tell you from experience, I ran 11 miles the other week with my friends, right? We decided to run 11 miles that day. That day we decided to run 11 miles, right? How do you think I felt when we agreed we're going to do it? Do you think I was all hype and fuck yeah, yeah, manly, run? I was scared. I was a little scared. I was a little fearful. I had the thoughts of, oh, 11 miles. Can I do that? Now, those thoughts appeared in my head, right? But here's the interesting thing, and here's why I did it. Because as soon as I had that thought, a just as loud thought came to me as well and said, you can do fucking anything. What do you think I did that day? I ran 11 fucking miles. Now, I hope this has hyped you up, but, and, I hope this has hyped you up. And I want you to understand all of this is not for you to get all energetic and say, yeah, yeah, because that's not the whole mental preparedness. Notice how I didn't say once that within the 11-mile prep or whatever hard exercise that I did, it was never I can do it. No, it was a calm conversation with myself. It was a very almost me talking to my dad before I leave for college conversation of like, okay, what are you doing? That's a niche example, but I hope you can understand what I mean by that of it the hardest and most hard-hitting conversations that you can have with yourself almost never involve any hype emotions. It's usually hype emotions in the form of we're doing it. Can you see how my intensity almost just tunnel visioned into a stare, right? Because when you're in when you're at such a high level of exercise, again, if you're still watching and you love hard exercise, click the link. Trust me, you're gonna love it. It's jam packed with information. But when you're at this level of extreme exercise, you want to conserve as much energy as possible. You don't want to be fucking yelling every 5 minutes to give yourself more mental willpower, right? You're not David Goggins yet. Let's just be real. Like we're I'm not gonna run 100 miles tomorrow and be like, fuck yeah. You know? It doesn't really work like that at most levels. Like David Goggins, that's like that's like the Bible of hard exercise. You know what I mean? We love to look at him for inspiration, but for our goals, find stillness in the conversations with yourself. Find that that tunnel vision power of being so deliberate with your mental preparedness of I can do it. I can. What if I take all the pain, right? Along with having those mental prepared thoughts, you can almost visualize your power in a like fireball esque power energy light ball at your right here or in your brain, wherever you feel like your energy. Play around with this idea. Visualize like the energy as like a ball and see it, feel it right here, feel it and see it. And the more you do this, you'll get better at it. Trust me, it's a skill. The more that you do this and visualize your energy, the more you can almost like grab it and embrace it. It's a weird phenomenon of how when you visualize something hard enough, you genuinely feel it, and it's a really interesting feeling. Hello, mama. My mom just came outside. Oh wow. Okay, I get really interrupted. 12. 12 to 12:50. Okay, that's good, right? You could drop me off if you need. Yeah, you can drop me off. Whoops. Sorry for them interrupting me. I was rudely interrupted. But where was I? Visualizing your power. You're so strong. You just have to understand it. You're so strong. You just have to believe it. You are so powerful. You just have to visualize it. Hard exercise truly becomes easier when you integrate your spirituality. Now, I say your spirituality, your spirituality. It gets very complicated when we talk about religions and which one's the truth and who's right, who's wrong. Let's simplify it. Your spirituality, what you believe in. Use that. Use that as faith in your power, in your higher power to get through all this hard exercise. And once you connect your faith to your abilities to overcome any challenge and just like feel the power, it's all yours. If you want to learn more, click the link. If not, thanks for watching. That was awesome. That was so good. That was so good.